A very warm good afternoon. Today, we delve into the transformative world of UI UX design, a space where creativity, functionality, and innovation come together to shape our digital experiences. And to guide us through this exciting frontier, we have an exceptional speaker here with us who embodies the essence of design excellence and entrepreneurship. It's my absolute privilege to welcome Sri Anil Reddy, the visionary founder and global design director of Lollypop Studios, a research driven design studio that has revolutionized how we perceive and experience the digital world. Sri Anil Reddy's journey is nothing short of inspiring from humble beginnings with two people working out of a garage. Lollipop has grown into a global powerhouse of 240 talented individuals with offices worldwide. Let's welcome Sri Anil Reddy.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Um, this is my second time in Kerala. Just last week I spoke at Calicut, and trust me, you guys are amazing. Food is fantastic here, and I think I'll keep coming back for the food again and again. So last week at Calicut was from Friends of Figma event, and I was invited to speak about the design scene in India, plus narrate a small story about how did I go about starting my own design studio. So today I'm going to, before I start, I'll give you another short introduction. I used to take about 10 minutes to introduce myself. So because my journey started as an artist, then I became graphic designer, then I got into technology, then did digital and did psychology, then strategy, then whatnot. Then finally, after working for 10 years, I decided to start my own in 2011, and that's what Lollipop Design Studio is. And we scaled it to a 250 people team across 8 centers, 4 in India and 4 abroad. So now let me, how many of you know Lollipop here? Good, few hands. Okay, cool. How many of you are design students here? Great, awesome. So is it a UI UX practice or all kind of design students here? UI UX practice and graphic design. Okay, wonderful. So I'll play a small video so that you know what Lollipop is. This is a pretty old video, but we also have the new one. The new one doesn't cover the culture and all that. So let's start with a small video presentation. Can you play this, please? So while they have technical challenges, the 10 minutes introduction of mine, right, I shrunk it to less than a minute. You know how I shrunk it? With the use of AI. So my entire story of how I was an artist, designer, and then entrepreneur, right? It just shrunk it and made it in few lines. My introduction now is I'm an artist by heart, a designer by soul, and an entrepreneur by choice. That's a beautiful statement, and AI helped me to write this. So you must, if you're wondering if AI is going to take away jobs, absolutely no. AI is going to be your best friend because I cannot write good English. My grammar, or my creativity in writing is not that great. I use AI to help me out. Like that, at Lollipop, there's so many people. Thank you for exposing all my passwords here. Dude, close this, man. Nobody took a photo, right? Thank you so much. I trust you guys. I'll have to change the password now. So, I started Lollipop in 2011, and that's the story I'm going to tell you today. I hope the story will give you some hopes to start your own in the future. And I went through everything that you are going through now. I was a design student back. I'm leaving the room. Why don't you close that file? Yeah, it's safe now. That's my home network password. So if you log into it, you'll find all the photographs and family things in there. So where was I? If you guys are paying attention, the design story. So if you are having challenges, then huh? Not a problem. I think it's my laptop problem. Wherever I take my laptop, it's a challenge to connect it. Okay, let me help you out. You go to the built-in. Play it full screen, please. And the sound? Don't see this. Guys, I'll transfer the file. I'll transfer the file. But it's a huge file. How can I do that? Play the YouTube video here. Do you have HDMI? Yeah. Then put HDMI, right, directly. There's HDMI here. Yeah, put HDMI directly. You don't need all this. It's working. Can you test the sound? No, it's not working. Sound.
It doesn't feel like work.
Yes, it's working.
I mean,
So this is a small video about Lollypop, who we are.
it doesn't feel like work. I mean, sometimes there's a lot of things to do and deadlines are there and all that, but the people here make you feel like it's not work.
When Lollipop happened, I really started to see that every one of us as an individual is a designer by core at heart. And I think this place has emphasized that point and made us believe in it and work towards becoming a greater individual altogether.
We are bound by one common interest, which is designing great digital experiences.
In Lollypop, there's like endless things that you can explore day to day.
Design is not about beautification, it's all about emotion, empathy and human psychology.
I think our innovation revolves around one thing, which is our exploration. And I think good design is what will make technology useful and accessible to everyone.
We work together, we fight a lot, but then eventually we end up going out, grabbing beers together, spending weekends together. So that makes it a closer circle of friends than a group of people who've come together just to work.
our own research, we try to come up with the best possible solutions to give them meaningful experiences.
With great clarity comes great solution, and with great solution comes great experience. That's what we are after.
I can play the presentation directly. Okay. Do you like the video? Is it no food energy or more food energy? More food energy. Come on, did you like the video? Thank you so much. So do you want to know the story of how I built this studio? Okay, awesome. So like any other designer, right? We all believe in something. Like designers cannot code. I'm not an artist. I'm not even through my journey, right? I also started believing in all this stuff. This belief kind of disabled me to grow in my career. So let me start. This one? Yeah, this is my introduction now. Thanks to AI, that shortened my introduction, or else I had 3 slides of my introduction. So again, going back to that slide, that's my duplicate hair. This is my original hair. So I used to color there, then I stopped coloring it here. So the very first thing that I believed as a kid, that art is a God-gifted talent. How many of you believe that? Very good. Even I believe that. I always see people playing music or drawing or painting, and we always tell them that you're gifted, you're talented. So the first myth that I busted was, art is not a God-gifted talent. I'm sure God has so much other work to do, right? He doesn't find people and put talent in them. We are also special. So when I was in class 8th, I still remember a bunch of our friends, we all sat down, we started sketching a pigeon. So none of our sketch looked like pigeon. We all laughed at our drawing. Mine looked like weird bird which doesn't exist, and everybody's pigeon looked weird. We all laughed at it, and we went back. But something triggered me next day. I wanted to come back and try to draw the pigeon again. And that's where the art or artist within me was born. Even the next day I couldn't draw the pigeon. It took me a week, and I became adamant about, like, at least let me get 10 or 20% of this pigeon right. That got me into art. In the process, I fell in love with the pencil and a paper. So art is basically a romance between the tools and the canvas. And how many of you know this wooden stick with a graphite inside and a rubber on the other side? Do you know what is it? Yeah, pencil. Do you carry it? Seriously? Okay, very good. So my modern designers forgot what pencil is. So even today when I design, right, I always sketch it on paper. Without my ideas coming on paper, I would not transfer that to computers. A lot of people either open Photoshop, Illustrator or Figma and start creating it. That will limit you with the tools and the canvas that is built out there. With paper and pencil, right, it's unlimited. For example, the Swiggy app that you use, or a Myntra app, or a Paytm, or whatever app we use that's designed at Lollypop, we all did that on paper first. And then we moved it to digital. So, thank you. So art is definitely not a God-gifted talent. Art is a continuous practice. If you want to become an artist today, start sketching today. Fall in love with pencil, paper, or whatever tools or whatever medium you pick, right? Just fall in love with it. And try this every single day. In 3 months, you will be able to draw a good proportion human being. And trust me, I've tried with people, I've changed so many of them who don't believe in art at Lollipop, and I've turned them into artists. And today they're all digital illustrators. It's a continuous practice. Like for example, if you want to learn guitar, what will you do, right? First you have to fall in love with it. You have to imagine that you're going to play guitar in a big stadium. You have to imagine all that. You have to imagine so many audience clapping hands, and then the goosebump starts, and then the next step is, let me go buy a guitar. And after that, you have no other option but to learn it. Initial days, your parents will hate you for playing that noise. Then after that, noise will become music. So even I had the similar journey. I used to doodle, scribble everywhere. And the best part about me becoming an artist is academically, I went down. So everything that, every subject, every topic, I used to doodle out on the paper. So my other side of the brain collapsed, and the creative side of the brain started improving. So if you ask me what is my 10th standard marks, right? You know that there is first class, second class, and third class. Is it the same thing here in Kerala? The first class, second class, and third class. So if you take the third class and divide it by 3, right? The third one is mine. I just passed in 10th. So I still, in the 9th standard, there was this chapter about Battle of Panipat. You know Battle of Panipat, right? They don't cover that anymore. I'm a 80s kid. So Battle of Panipat, I have to write 2 pages about Battle of Panipat to pass the test. What will you write 2 pages, right? Only creative people can write 2 pages. So I took 2 pages and I composed the battle. I drew elephants, I drew people killing each other and all that. And those days, teachers don't encourage art. Only thing I remember was one tight slap on my face. And after that, there's another story to it. My dad was an aircraft engineer. So he used to make aeroplane models and stuff. I lost him when I was 4 years old. So the government promised that if I study engineering, the government will give my dad's job to me. So my mother lived with the hopes of this fellow will study, will get good marks, he'll become an engineer, he'll go back to his dad's job. It's a central government job, that too in National Aerospace Limited. So she was hoping, but I was going in a different direction. I was becoming an artist. Art back in 80s and 90s had no future, no career. Absolutely nothing. Most of the artists will end up doing banner boards or paint, and those paintings become famous only when the artist die. After the death of the artist, it become very, very famous. Like for example, Picasso, when he was alive, I think he sold only 1 painting. After his death, all the paintings were sold. For design, you don't have to do that. You can make money when you are still alive. So this continuous practice, right? After 10th, my mom kicked me out of the house. She said, this is it. Either do engineering or get out. How many of you face this as a designer? Family opposing you to study design. Raise your hands, man. They were all okay with you studying design. Seriously. Man, this generation is amazing. So your parents were okay you studying design. Super, very good. So mine was opposite. My mom wanted me to become an engineer, but I was becoming an artist. These are the small drawing competitions I used to attend as a kid. For school, the only thing that I gave back to school was the recognition, the certificates and medals. So I studied in a government school. My first language is Kannada. So I'll cover that up why English is very, very important. So here, this is my second year in the college. Back then, the government used to give small contracts to colleges to go and paint across small villages to spread the awareness of AIDS. Today we have digital, we print it and we stick it across. Back then it was students going and painting on the walls. So I saw this water tank, a nice beautiful water tank. Then I wanted to paint something on it just to create an awareness. So first I sketched it on paper. Then I thought this should go on this tank and it looked beautiful because the composition is right. There's a woman struggling and there's a snake around her and all that. So I painted this and my friends loved it. One of my friends back then he had camera, you know, that roll camera. He took a photograph, he said, this is the best work I've seen. Then I left and after a month, I went back to that village to see. They had wiped that off. That artwork, they removed it. Somebody came and painted it. So I asked the village head, like, what happened to the artwork on the water tank? He said, forget that. Who is that idiot who painted that? He asked me. Like, I don't know who is he. I asked him why. Because, he said, villagers think that women died drinking water in the tank. This is the problem when you don't make it user-centric, right? You draw all these crazy pictures. That's what will happen. See, for us, it's a great art. Imagine for a villager who comes here to drink water. You think anyone will drink water here? That's why we introduce UI, user-centric. And this is the kind of sketches I do today. And this is 2022. If you want to see my latest sketches, follow me on Instagram. I'll share my ID. So art has become a big part of my journey. So everything that I imagine, I pull down in the paper. And do you take notes? Do you write? Right? I don't write. I do sketchnoting. So I write doodles. I draw doodles to take notes. So that's the most easier form for me to capture, which captures the emotion and also the words. So the first myth that I busted was art is not a God-gifted talent. Anyone here sitting here can become an artist. Just go get a sketchbook, get a pencil. The first few drawings of yours are going to be so bad that you yourself will laugh at it. And after that, eventually when you fall in love with the pencil and the paper, trust me, there is an artist born within. And art today has a lot of value. In the digital world, be it gaming, be it wherever you go, art has a special value to it. At Lollipop, we always have special respect for designers who can draw, paint, and do all those things. Now the second myth. Now I became an artist and I tried to build my career in art. Like I told, there was absolutely no career, no future for artists. I tried my hands in the movie industry. I went to Chennai. I worked for a movie called Sangamam. None of you guys were born then. So that's a movie scored by A.R. Rahman's music. And the background of that movie, there's a song sequence. I did the entire background. So I thought I should build my career as an art director. I worked there for 3 months, didn't get my salary. And then they didn't pay me anything, basically free food in the studio every day. That's where I learned Tamil. And I thought this also is not a great career. I was in my 4th year. I took special permission from the university to go and work as an art director. And that didn't work out. Came back. I was this close to go and tell my mom that I'll study engineering. This art has nothing. I did every damn thing possible to survive as an artist. And I almost went and wanted to cry and tell mom that I wasted 4 years. Let me do engineering. Let me do my 10th first, get at least decent mark and go back and do engineering and secure a job. And then what happened in the final year in the college, my mom said just finish the 5 years course. Back then it was a 5 years course, 2 years of foundation, that is fine art, and the 3 years of visual communication course, what we call it as applied art. So 5 years in one university. And then in the final year, what happened, one of my friends said, can you draw on computers? Until then, I didn't know what computer was. I've seen computers, I've heard about it, but I've never touched or never sat in front of a computer. So our university didn't have computers. We were very hardcore art kind of a university. All the brochures, logos, posters, everything was handmade using airbrush paints and stuff. So my first job outside the art world was in a company. It was like a tech company where they create e-cards. Back then, e-cards were very, very famous. So e-cards are, So e-cards are basically like an e-greetings where you send the greetings out to people. It's called 123greetings.com. Very, very famous those days. So most of the cards in that 123greetings, I created it. So my first thing with the computer was there was a Wacom tablet. Do you guys use Wacom? So Wacom back then it was connected with wire. And when you draw something, it'll take a couple of seconds to appear on the monitor. That's how fast the computers were back then. But I had a memory sketching. So fine art college, right, what they teach is, they teach how to capture whatever you see and store it in your brain, not capture it on mobile and store it in your mobile. So back then, they used to take us to field sketching. They used to take us to the market and we sit in the market and market, everything moves. I come from a generation of no phones, no cameras, nothing. I have to sit with my board and a big paper and sketch live while people are moving. So basically when you see and when you look at the paper, people would have moved, vehicles would have moved. So you have to sketch, you have to do your rough sketch and the mid-tone and then the final thing at home. So that helped me to capture things. I have a Pinterest in my head. Whatever I see, I capture it and I store it inside, more than bookmarking on the Pinterest. So my first thing was, this computer is great, awesome, but they take my sketches and they do something to it, and my sketches starts moving. That curiosity of how are they moving my sketches led me to become an engineer. That's a technology person. So I learned coding. So until then, I thought only engineers, only people with too much brain can do coding. So I am an artist. Artists can never ever code. But life put me in a situation where I had to code. If I don't code, I will lose the job. So basically, when I sketch, it became my responsibility to animate it and write an action script around it so that everything will start working. So my first coding line was, "Hello world." Do you guys code here? Nobody codes? How many yes? Very good. Designers? You're a designer? You code? Very good, man. Awesome. Guys, please learn coding. Please. Because technology is our canvas. Literally, technology is our canvas. If you don't know the canvas, what are you going to paint there? You're going to paint your imaginary stuff without knowing whether it can be implemented or no. Please understand technology, please understand coding. You don't have to become a pro programmer, but at least know the basics of it so that when you sit in the meeting room, like for example at Lollypop, when a client comes, we all sit in the meeting room. Client want us to talk strategy, technology, psychology and art. Everything. He expects a designer to speak everything. So as I coded, right, I just felt that this is so easy because you write a small code and the code is not creative, it's logic. The code is pre-written. All you have to do is find references of those codes and bring that and make it look beautiful. Like I put hello world, I made it bold, it started looking bold. I put color, it changed the color. I put marquee, it started moving. All small things, right, that led me to go and discover what this technology is. And that was my career breakthrough. And after that, no stopping. That's when I busted this myth. There is no left brain or right brain because creativity and logic are considered as left and right brain. Designers here can code, engineers out there can design. And the beauty of today's world is engineers are becoming designers, designers are not becoming engineers. So engineers are coming very close to design, designers are going very far from technology. And this will create a very big challenge for you and your career and your jobs in the future if you don't accept technology. So this is the second myth I busted. This myth gave me wings to fly, and I went back to my mom and said, no more engineering, I'm already an engineer. So this is 2003, my first computer I bought, and the problem with coding is so addictive that I ended up coding for 2 years. I built the first ITPL website, that is Information Technology Park of Bangalore. So I built it, I made it look like futuristic, and all the newspapers had written nice things about it. And that's when my career picked. And that's in 2004, and I started designing and coding websites. And this website became very, very famous. And some sheikh in Saudi Arabia called up my company to find out who this person who designed it and coded it. My company said there's a guy called Anil Reddy, he only did that. Then he was still on the phone. The receptionist said there is some call for you, some international call. I went and picked it up. This sheikh from Saudi, he said, I'm Rayad Alagal speaking from Saudi Arabia. I thought my friends are doing a prank call. I said, keep the phone, and I kept the phone. Then again he called up. Then again I thought my friends are playing around with me. And again I kept the phone. Then finally he said, I like the website you designed. I'm coming to Bangalore and I want to talk to you and bring you to Saudi Arabia. I swear on God, I didn't know where Saudi Arabia on map was. I had no clue. My mother also doesn't know. Above Karnataka, I know there is Maharashtra. Above Maharashtra, I don't know what is there. Today we have Google Maps and all that. Back then, nothing. Only when you open the printed world map, you will come to know what is above, below, side, left, right, and center. So I went to Saudi. My interview with the Saudi Arabia guy was, he asked me all the questions. I answered all the questions. Then he asked me, do you have any question? The only question I had was, what's my salary? And I used to earn 3,500 rupees in Bangalore. And he said, I'll give you 40,000. I was like, let's go. I'll come. I don't want bag or anything. I'll come with you. Take me. So 40,000 was a very big money. Then I went home and I told my mom that some guy came from Saudi Arabia. He's offered me 40,000 rupees. She was like, very good. Finally, God heard us. And now you can go become big and all our financial problems will be solved. Then my mother went to our office. She used to work as a cleaner. And she went there and she said, my son is going to Saudi. You know, right, how people are in office. They said Saudi is the most dangerous place. They chop hands, they chop legs. My mom came back and said, now I know why is he giving 40,000. He's going to chop your legs and hands. So that's the fear we had, but still I took the risk of 40,000 rupees and I went to Saudi. But that person had told me that this is a very big company. A lot of people are working and all that. And to my surprise, when I landed, there's only two people. One Filipino guy and me. The entire company was us. My next thing was, it's fine. Only two people, no problem. But will he at least give me 40,000 every month? He gave 40,000 every month. I took the 2 people team and scaled it to 40 people team. So this is a beautiful opportunity. All you folks in the future will get such opportunities. When you work in a company, right, either you can become a fly on the wall in the company where nobody notices, or you can become the elephant in the room where everybody notices. So the choice is yours. Company is an opportunity. Work is a beautiful opportunity. Now, what you want to do, how you want to shine, it is up to you. Now, the myth 3, after Saudi Arabia, I saved some money. I wanted to study design because all I knew about design was the art side of the design and the technology side of the design. Now, there are so many angles to the design, right? Now, I want to know the psychology side of the design. So, I was doing my research and I came across Design and Arts College of New Zealand. And I applied and I got the seat and I left New Zealand. And I studied in Design and Arts College of New Zealand. I topped the university. Then the government gave me a residence and I lived there for 10 years. Now, the beauty of my journey, right? Why did I put this slide? Designers are introverts. How many here are introverts? Raise your hands, man. I'm raising so up. Come on, raise up. Very good. I'm so proud of you guys. We're all same gang. Now I'm not an introvert anymore, but I used to be like a super introvert. Even when I design something, if somebody, like if I have to attend an event like that, I would always pick that one chair in the corner. I don't want to be here. Even in the classroom, I want to sit there. And if I have to present the design, I used to stammer, shiver, I used to get all kind of problems. So but with friends, I'm fine. Speaking my local language, I'm the loudest in the gang. But when it comes to presenting, talking in English and all that, damar. So designers are introverts. This introvert character came because my communication was not great. My English was not up to it. So when I went to New Zealand, right, the teachers were speaking in English and I couldn't follow them. And they were very fast and they have an accent. I bought a MP3 recorder. I kept it on my tutor's table. I asked him, you speak and I'll record it. I'll go to the library. And back in New Zealand, right, every library has volunteers. So they help students because a lot of foreign students come there, students from Japan, China, all kind of students come there and they struggle with English. So they help them to listen and make a note out of it. And they used to make notes for me. And I realized that how come English is so difficult? How come I never made an attempt to speak English? And even during college back in Bangalore, right, I used to run away from people who spoke English. I used to make friends only with the circle, the Kannada speaking circle, very comfortable with them. As soon as I see an English guy, I used to run away. Or if they speak English, I used to feel very uncomfortable, full silent I become. Very pin drop, very decent guy I become. But here, I speak my voice. I speak loud. So English was a challenge. Whoa, 5 minutes technical issues because of you. So English became a challenge, and then I called my friends and asked, "How do you learn English, man? I want to learn really fast." He said, "Read books." If only I read books, I would have got first class in 10th standard, right? So I said, "I can't read books." He said, "Try." Then I got a book. I opened the book. I got stomach pain, back pain, headache. I was yawning. I couldn't even finish one page. Then I realized I'm not a book person. I cannot read book. I kept the book aside. And then next advice that I got was watch English movies. You watch English movies, English will improve. So then I went and got Jackie Chan's movie. And after watching 2, 3 movies, right, I realized even he doesn't know English. He doesn't know English. I don't know English. The problem is, after watching 3, 4 movies, I became a fan of Jackie Chan, and I went into martial arts. I went into martial arts, and you know what? Whatever you learn in your life will come handy. Next month I'm turning 45. Thanks to my fitness, thanks to the Jackie Chan movies, I still practice. I still make sure that there's exercise, stretching, and all that every single day. I went to learn English. I ended up learning martial arts. So life is like that, right? You go somewhere, you want to do something, something will happen. It will take you somewhere. This is the beauty. This is the beautiful journey, right? So then I wanted to present my own design in New Zealand. So I went and spoke English. The first few presentation was really bad, very horrible. People who knew English was laughing at my English. People who didn't know English, they were clapping at my English. So there always are a good audience in the room. People who will support, people who won't support. And this is how the real world is outside. People who like your design, people who don't like your design. This is the reality of when you come outside after this university. So designers are not introverts. They're absolutely not introverts. It's a character that we build. It's eventually we start telling ourselves, this is what, this is who I am. And in 2025, if you're an introvert, God bless you. Because you are expected to explain your designs to the client and make the client understand what was the thought process behind. If you, who's a creator of the design, if you can't express, if you can't explain it, who else will do it? When you don't do that, they'll reject your designs. They'll say, I don't like this design. But when you tell a story, they like the design. So storytelling is very important. Language learning is super important. And one of the things that I have seen, right, almost 30% of the Lollypop folks in Bangalore are from Kerala. And out of 30%, 80% struggle to speak good English. They can speak, but they're not confident. Please include this in your daily practice. Just make sure that you speak English. Just because you are here, don't end up speaking in Malayalam every day. Find some gang, speak fluently. Because I was 23 years old when I realized that I should speak English fluently. So this is another myth that I busted. So after that, slowly picked up English, started reading books, watching movies. I understood what people were speaking. Because right after the job, right after the course, right, I got a job. And then I was heading Ogilvy and TBWA. TBWA and Ogilvy are the world's best agencies. So I got a job there. I used to work with the APAC region, that's Asia Pacific region, traveling to Australia, New Zealand. And I design projects, I design campaigns. So now the beauty of it is, 1, I was an artist. 2, I was a technologist. 3rd one, I was a psychologist because I studied psychology and design. Now comes the 4th part. This is me. This is my team in New Zealand in 2006. This is the 4th myth. Designers cannot think business. How many of you believe that? I believed this. You think business? Pakka? Sure. You all think business. So you all want to start something on your own in the future? Very good. Very nice. I never had that idea. I always wanted to find a job and settle down somewhere. So designers can't think business. For a long time, I believed that. I worked for 10 years in different companies, and I always thought that this is how my career is going to be. In 2011, something happened to me that I wanted to come out of the comfort zone, pack my bags, and then come to India. And I don't know, I didn't know what to do in India. Start something. Start a design studio, start an education, whatever. Because I had 10 years of experience. I thought that was more than enough for me to come and do something in India. 2011, when I came to India, right, there was no UI, UX. It was called web design or digital design. Okay, even before that, it was called as GUI design. GUI stands for graphical user interface. Okay, there's a different names given to the same practice. So I came back. I had no idea where to start. So I told my wife that I'll start a company. She said, "What company are you going to start?" "I'm going to start a design studio." So luckily, I got the first lead. I had to go and meet the client next day. So to meet the client, how do you introduce yourself? I need to introduce myself as a business, right? So I went on GoDaddy. I put Pixel. All the Pixel companies were taken. Then I found this Pixie Tree. Pixie Tree was the only domain that was available. I took the Pixie Tree domain. I made a company out of it. I designed a business card, letterhead and all that. I went and met the client, and I introduced myself as I'm from Pixie Tree. The client was very happy. He said, "Wow, you're from Pixie Tree." I was wondering what Pixie Tree. I only started last night. He mistook it to Mind Tree, Soft Tree, and Design Tree and all that. Back in Bangalore those days, these were the company names. And I told him that, no, I just started this company last night. And my first project, we signed the contract. That contract had nothing in it. What is the amount? What is the remaining amount? Thank you. That's it. I didn't even know how to write contracts. So Google didn't have so many PDFs to download a sample contracts. So I just gave that. It was a pretty small project. I charged about 7,000 rupees for that, for 150 screens. And I worked for 3 months for 7,000 rupees. Back in New Zealand, I used to earn in lakhs. Now in India, I'm earning in 7,000 rupees for 3 months. And he had given me a down payment of 3,500 or 4,000 rupees. And after 3 months, he was so unhappy with my work. He literally said, give my money back. So I had to transfer his money back, and that project was a disaster. And I felt, this is it. Now I can't do anything in life. But still, something gave me hopes that instead of selling, why don't I create a brand and educate people about UX and UI? So back then, people didn't know about UX and UI. So I took the stage. I spoke about UX and UI in every nook and corner of India. I traveled across. I told the stories of how can design-first approach can make an impact to your business. So this is my first home studio. That's where Lollypop was started. And then we moved into a small office with only 2 people. That entire office was only 2 sofas. We made it look like that's a reception area or something, but it is not. That's the only office. Then we moved to this office. Then here by year we were 12 people team, and that was the time when we designed Swiggy and Myntra. Back then, Swiggy and Myntra were also startups, and then we grew to a 70 people team. And that myth of designers cannot think business, I bursted it as I started building the studio. This studio was a beautiful journey. It was not like we were going up, we fell, we went up, we fell. Only thing is, I learned how to not to repeat the same mistake again. And then this magic happened, and we went non-stop. We literally touched every brand, every startup in India. Most of the startups in India has Lollypop stamp on it. We opened in Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and then few years back I went to Vietnam. I fell in love with that country. Then I thought I should open a design studio there, and we opened in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And today Lollypop is the largest design studio in Ho Chi Minh City. You can clap. Thank you. Makes me feel good. I wish you clapped earlier. Okay. Now, after that, the presentation that you start in the beginning, that's the story. Now we have 8 centers across, 4 in India, 4 outside, Vietnam, Dubai, Dallas, and San Jose. So a small time artist was struggling to build a career to building a global design studio. Today, Lollypop is the largest design studio in the UI UX space. We are research driven. We have not just designers, we have researchers who come from psychology and neuroscience background. We have implemented science into design. Neuroscience designs will tell us about the behavioral patterns. They decode everything and they give it to us, then the designers take that and create a beautiful experience. For a good example is Myntra. How many of you shop on Myntra? In Myntra, when you open any apparel, right, there are photographs and sliders, right? There's a lot of thought gone into it. First you see the t-shirt, next one is you see the model wearing the t-shirt. The third one is model wearing the t-shirt and walking. You will turn around and he'll go back. The fourth one is zoomed in version of the t-shirt for you to feel the quality. The fifth one is you're ready to buy. This is exact the same behavior when you walk into a store. You walk into a store, you see the t-shirt. After seeing the t-shirt, you want to wear and see yourself in the mirror. After seeing in the mirror, you're packed it, now you're convinced. Now what convinces you is the label and the discount and all that. We study that, we turn that into a report, and report turns into experience, experience turns into interface, interface turns into audience falling in love with it. So now I travel across the globe. I talk about design. I talk about Lollypop. After Lollypop, I'm also building a product. It's called Happy Pet, happypet.care. I'm building the India's first pet technology company. And this is going to be very, very disruptive. Everything that I learned in the last 25 years from being an artist, technologist, psychologist, strategist, right? I'm putting all my practice into it. Now, can you also do it? 100% you can also do it. It's a very simple, be curious, keep learning, whatever comes learn. Be it baking, guitar, food, traveling, whatever comes, right? Just learn. Learn with passion. And that's it. And design is a beautiful celebration. And after all this stuff, we are 285 people, 8 locations, and we won 54 plus awards. From not believing in the career to building the global design studio. And this is my Instagram handle. Follow me for rest of the stories there. And I post stories every single day. I've already posted stories about Kochi. Now, if you ask me what is design, design is a beautiful solution. If you only solve the problem, if you don't beautify, the audience are not going to look at it. If you only beautify and not solve the problem, audience are not going to buy it. So, beautification and solving the problem, both has to be taken care of. So that is exactly what we designers do. Thank you very much. And I finished few minutes earlier. 5 minutes earlier. This presentation actually goes for 2 hours. I had to squeeze it in 40. Any questions, I'll just pass the mic or just stand up and ask. Nobody raised hands when I asked designers are introverts. No, no questions. Yeah, it's totally different. It's not a design studio. It brings the entire pet data, pet ecosystem together in one place. That cats, birds, dogs, and fishes. If you look, I actually invested in a startup, in the pet startup. And while in India, it's called Pet Warehouse. They've grown to 7 centers. And then while doing that, plus also I wanted to get 2 pups for my house. Then internet didn't have enough information. It all had foreign information, not Indian context information. So we used people, AI, data, empathy to write that information. If you look at Happy Pet, go to any dog breed, it will give you detailed information about the dog, and it will tell you everything about the dog, whether it is the right thing for your house, weather, finance, it covers everything. So that's what I'm experimenting with. So far, it's been wonderful. It's been 8 months since I launched the product, and the people across India are loving it. For example, if you want to get a pup, go to Happy Pet. It will connect you to the information. From information, it will connect you to the best breeders around. From best breeders to the puppies. And after puppies, it will tell you everything about how to look after your puppy. And the app that we have built will remind you to walk, feed, everything. There's crazy intelligence that's gone inside. And I believe we are the first one to go to that extent. Whenever you have time, go to happypet.care. I'll take one more question.
Sure, sure.
One last question, guys. Hello.
If
Non-introverts.
anybody has.
So nobody paid attention. Yes.
Like, if you ask a job, like how to find a job in UI UX, like internship or any other way?
Sorry, what was your question?
Like, doing an internship in UI UX is good or bad?
Yeah, guys, this UI UX, right? This term is over now. 2025, it's over. Until now, we all called ourselves UX UI designer. The line is blurring between these two titles. It is blurred and now it's become a product design. You're all product designers. Okay, you're going to come out and design something that users are going to use. You're not going to come out and do only UX and only UI. You're going to do both. And Figma has bridged that gap. It has made it super easy. To answer your question, if you want to start your career, start with internship. That will expose you to the world. It's like you learn swimming in the book. Now you can't jump in the river. Try in the swimming pool first, practice, and then jump in the river. So internships are amazing. We have few internships at Lollipop. We have few internships at Happy Pet. And you're welcome to apply. And we cannot take everyone. Happy Pet is a small startup. And Lollipop is a pretty large design studio. So I will speak to the faculty and all that, and I'll see what can be done there. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Sri Anil Reddy, for beautifully narrating your success story with us. Let's give him a big round of applause, please. As a token of appreciation, we would like to present a memento to you, sir. And I would now like to invite Dr. Veena V.S., Assistant Professor, Data Analytics and Mathematical Science, Jain University, to come forward and present the memento to our esteemed guest, Sri Anil Reddy.